friends, and welcome. Today we are going to be making some snow bells just because they'll be super pretty, and we have finished our week learning about snowflakes, so we thought some snow bells would be a fun addition. So this is kind of what it's going to end up looking like at the end. You should grab this packet of paper that is in your purplish maroon folder, and we will get started. Now we're going to start by painting the back of the little snowflakes around. I am actually out of white paint, so I'm going to use some blue, a light blue. You can use a white paint, a blue paint. If you don't have a white or a blue paint, you also have your white crowns, which will look very pretty. So to do this, you're going to just kind of make different strokes. Some are going to be large and some will be thin. And you're just going to want to put them in different locations. And they will come together and they're going to look like the snow leaves that are falling around. Okay? And then I'm going to add just some flakes on the sides, pulling from my paint. You don't need a ton of paint. You've already got quite a bit on your paper. Just adding those details so it's going to look like it's fluttering in the sky. Again, I did some of mine thick and some of mine thin. If you want them all thin, you can. If you want them all thick, that's up to you. It is completely your set of snow bells. And then I use the bottom of my brush, so you're gonna flip it upside down and use the bottom of your brush and pick it. And that's what's gonna make my little spots, like snow drizzles all around. If you don't have enough paint, grab some more. Hit the same spot twice, but you wanna have it all over. Okay, and then while this is drying is when we're gonna work on the rest of our parts. You will have to make sure that you throw your paint away and wash off your brush, but we're gonna do that after we're done with the rest. So then you take and set that to the side, and you're gonna have your 3 bell pieces. Okay, you're gonna start off with your yellow. We're gonna make it the largest bell that you have. All right, on this part, you're gonna need your Sharpie, or you can use a pencil and a black crown, it is up to you. But we're gonna start, and we make a large circle oval. And then across the top, you're gonna make a smaller oval. We can add in my bell loop. And then we make 2 dots, what it's gonna look like. And it's gonna be a crisscross X. And then you're gonna wanna add some contrast to the sides. If you have a crown or a chalk, you can do this. And it's gonna give it a little bit more detail, okay? And we're gonna repeat that same process 2 more times. So we'll take our blue, which is gonna be our medium-sized bell, and we're gonna make our circle come from side to side across the top for your bell ring. Add your bell loop. 2 nice size bell hooks, and then adding your contrast on the sides. I like to make sure this one looks really easy. My contrast goes over kind of where my lines were, so you don't see that extra set of lines. And our last one is going to be our red. A smaller bell. Your bell contrast at the top. Looping around the inside. And your bell X with a little bit of contrast. So it looks like they've been out there a while, or they're older rustic bells. Okay. So if you haven't been able to do all 3 of those, pause the video and go ahead and do that. And then we're gonna simply cut them out. So I'm gonna try to keep as much of my paper solid as I can. And cut around all the pieces. And as I cut them out, you'll see that they turn into little bells. So cutting out your bells. Again, it might take you longer than me, and that's okay. Press your pause button. Go back and re-watch the video. Nobody says that it has to be done as fast as mine. And then you're gonna cut them all out. And you'll see we're gonna have 3 different bell pieces. So cutting your bells. Okay, so you have 3 different size bells. Now, we have to make the bows across the top. So we start with our colors. So we're gonna mix them up. So on my red, I might put a yellow. So what I'm gonna do is come down here to the bottom and I cut a strip that's kind of thin, okay? I'm gonna fold it into a circle and I cut off the tip. This is a little hard, friends. And here at the tip of my circle where I'm meeting their meeting is where I'm gonna apply my glue so that it's gonna hold down. Okay. And then the last part is I'm gonna take this piece that I cut off. I might cut it a little thinner if I want to. And then you're gonna cut it in half. If you think it's too long, you can always cut it shorter. And then you're gonna put a dot of glue on the tips and you're gonna glue them so that they're making like an upside down V. Trim it up if you want to. And then up here where your bell loop is, you're gonna put a dot of glue. You're gonna put your upside down V. Put another dot of glue. And you'll add the top of your bell or your bow. And if you want, you can do a dot of glue in the middle and press down on the middle. These sides will pop up, but it's gonna look like a bow. And that would be 1. Again, we're mixing up the colors. So then I might come up here and on my yellow bow, or my yellow bell, I'm sorry, I'll add a red bow. Again, or blue bow, I'm sorry. I gotta mix up my colors, my goodness. Make sure you hold those down so that they stick really well. And that way they're ready to go. Oops, see, it popped up. Might set a marker or something down to hold it while you're doing your next one. Okay, I take my blue and I'm gonna fold it over to make my bow circle. Make the top of my bow with just a teeny tiny piece of glue. Just a little dab. Cut off the extra that's in the back here. So you have your circle. I'm gonna split my blue in half and apply my dot to make my V. Uh-oh, I bent that one. Sorry, friends. Coming up on my yellow, because I can't use them on the same color, of course. Apply my dot to the top of where my bow goes on my bell loop. And it can be a sideways or it can be straight, whatever you would like. Put my dot right there. And don't forget your dot in the middle. And then you're going to push it down and pop the sides. And you'll see you're starting to get your little bows. Oh, that red one doesn't really want to stick, does it? Okay, and one more. So I've used yellow and blue, so that leaves me with a red bow to place here in my blue one. Again, I'm gonna cut my red strip. Fold it into a circle. Put my dot of glue to hold it down. Cut off my extra. Now, this one is a little different. Because the red was so small, I don't have enough to make the tail on its own. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna cut another thin red piece. And then I'm gonna cut my two pieces. I might do a little trimming. And then I can glue my upside down V right here on the bell. And I'm having to use that extra red because the red was such the short piece. Okay? Adding my dot of glue in the middle for my loop. And then dot of glue in the middle to press down. Uh-oh. You might have some glue that spills out on these ones because there's a little bit much in that little piece. And then they hold down. Okay? The last thing you're gonna do, friends, is you move all your trash to the side. You decide how you want to place your bells on your snow paper. So to do that, I flip my bell over. I outline it. And I just decide, I think I like this one right here. So I'm gonna glue it down. Take the next one that you choose. Flip it upside down. I always go biggest to smallest so that then when they overlap, I still get to see all of them. And I might put this one right here. Again, you might have to hold these down a little bit in the middle and or push them down a couple times until they stick. And then my last one, I'm gonna flip it over, put my glue, and then decide where I want it, maybe over here. And you will see, friends, you now have snow bells that once they finish drying and they stick all the way down correctly, they will look awesome. Okay, friends, don't forget to stop and clean up your mess. Throw away everything, wash off your paintbrush, and make sure that you let this set somewhere nice and safe while it dries overnight. You can use the blue or again, the white if you have it, really pops the best. Have a good evening, friends. Bye.